para servir a los demás, incremento mi influencia, incremento mi liderazgo, incremento mi capital social. Fíjense que aquí no buscamos capital financiero, ¿qué buscamos primeramente? Capital social. Y el capital social tú lo traduces en capital financiero. Así es que se lidera la economía de la información. You see, when you do more with less, you have more availability to serve other people. And when you have availability to serve other people, what do you build? Influence upon other people. And that builds your leadership and your social capital. And your social capital is what eventually you can translate into financial capital. But you first have to have social capital. Yes? I cannot ask something of Anna if I have not made a deposit in Anna's mind and heart. I cannot withdraw from an account if I have not deposited first therein. So if you're going to build a business based on people, you have to be, and you have to build the habit of sowing into other people's minds and hearts, of serving them, without asking anything in return. Without asking anything in return. You see, los principios que te permiten ser un líder en la economía de la información son principios que no hacen sentido. Son principios que nos dicen que se sube como Giovanni bajando, que se recibe como dando, que se vive como muriendo y ser primero siempre. That's how you build social capital. Adam is asking, what did he just say? No, Adam, the principles whereby we build this so-called social capital don't make sense, man. They don't make sense because what do these principles tell us? These principles tell us that you rise by falling. Yes? So how do I rise? By falling to pick Adam up or vice versa. How do I receive? First and foremost by giving. But we also we're always focused on receiving. Oh, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? It's not about what's in it for you. It's about what is it that you can do for other people. And the reason why you connect to a vehicle like that of network marketing is so that you can be a blessing unto others. Yes? Now, mind you, not all of the companies within the industry are worthy of our attention. You see? I train and develop people all around the world. In the United States, in Latin America, here in Europe, in the Middle East. And in your industry, I work almost exclusively with Amway. Because it's an ethical company. I'm acquainted with the company from the inside out. I've even been to the company's headquarters in Tokyo. They are a solid company. There are people out there that may not necessarily do the business in accordance to the score, but the score in itself is gold. You see, my wife is a violinist. My heart without her is like a stringless violin, like a keyless piano, like supply without the man. Yeah? She plays Bach, Mozart, Tchaikovsky, Beethoven. You see, Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, Bach, they wrote the score. My wife's job as a violinist is to interpret what the composer wrote. You see, if you're going to interpret the Amway score, you are compelled to study it and not do it. You can do it your way, but paying attention to the core principles without compromising the core principles. Yes, that's very important. Like my wife, she's Latina, so she interprets Tchaikovsky, but she adds a Latin sauce to it. Yes, without compromising the core. Yeah, but she cannot turn Tchaikovsky into merengue or salsa bachata. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? So the same thing happens with the Amway score. You can add your own flavor, but the fundamental recipe needs to be preserved and enhanced and strengthened. Does it make any sense? Yeah. Okay. Now, before I go any further, I want Mike to tell me how much time I have. How much time I have?
How much?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Beautiful. Before I go any further,
45 minutes.
45. Beautiful. Listen. Before I go any further, I really want to make sure that all of us are on the same page with regards to what is information, because this is a training and development session about the information economy. Well, what is information, guys? What is information? But in order for us to do attention, interest, desire, action, we first have to know that the nature of what we're using to get people's attention. What is information? Come on, this is not a monologue. Vanessa, ¿qué es información? Lo primero que te viene a la mente. Conceptos. Bien, ¿qué más?
Conexión.
Conocimiento. Algo que uno no... Ah, interesante. Vamos a ver todo eso. Now, let's talk about business intelligence. Business intelligence, which has to do with information, is the process whereby we transform data into information for decision making. It's a process whereby we transform data into information for decision making. I first want to point out, Chupa, that business intelligence is a process. Can you say the word process with me? Process. It's a process. It's not an event. It's not that I came to a training and development session with this guy from the Dominican Republic and all of a sudden, boom. No. That's an event. What we're trying to make happen with this amazing group of people is growth. And growth is a process. And in my view, it's a painful process. It's a painful process. How many of you go to the gym? I know Christian goes to the gym. Christian, you go to the gym, man. You hit the irons every now and then. Oh, I did. But when this man picks up a weight that he has never picked up before, the next day his muscle is going to hurt. Because he wants to grow. See, if you want to grow in your business, you have to do things that you have never done before. And do it consistently. You see, he cannot build his bicep another 3 or 4 inches if he just lifts a 50-pounder dumbbell one time. How do you get definition? How do you get profitability in business? It's by doing the same thing repeatedly and systematically. Series y repeticiones. Series y repeticiones. Why? Why? Because you are in the people business. And in order for people to trust you, Adam, they need to see you frequently. They need to see you more than once. You see, in order for you to transform a prospect into a client or a partner, he needs to see you at least between 5 and 7 times. Between 5 and 7 times. I proved it. I built a practice from scratch in Miami. I didn't know anybody. I moved from Boston to Miami without knowing a soul, and I started knocking on doors. I went down there with the definition of business intelligence very clear in my mind, and I knew what I needed to do in order to achieve in order to get to the destination. What was my destination? Well, I needed $250,000 under my management within 2 months of me being in Miami. $250,000 without any pre-existent capital, without any pre-existent social capital in Miami. So I needed to get to critical mass. Say with me, critical mass. You need to get to critical mass. Critical mass, but what do you want to amass is the question. You want to amass the raw material added. You want to amass the raw material. What is the raw material that goes into the suit? Let us say that it's cotton. Let's say that I want 10,000 suits at the end of the month of, May? I have to ask myself the question, well, how many tons of cotton do I need in order to produce 10,000 suits, 10,000 jackets, what have you? Say that it is 2 tons of cotton. If I don't have 2 tons of cotton, I'm not going to be able to produce 10,000 suits. So, the suits that I wanted to produce, $250,000. I looked at my colleagues' numbers and I said, well, that is the failure rate and that's the success rate. I need to contact 500 people in 2 months. So I went every day and I didn't go back to my house if I didn't have at least between 15 and 22 contacts, new contacts in my pocket, under my belt. But when I was on the streets and I met Adam. What is your last name, Adam? What? Keita. I have to practice my version. If I say it with an American, I'm just going to butcher his last name. Cater. You see, Adam Cater. Beautiful. I mean, we need to cater to people's needs, wants, and capabilities. Adam Cater. So I met Adam. Yes, I was out and about in the neighborhood, and I said, "Hey, Adam, I'm new in London, and I just want to get to know the community here. What do you do for a living?" He says, "Thus and such." "Oh, that's great, man. For how long have you been here? 10 years? That's amazing. I can probably learn a lot from you. Here's my contact information. I know you're very busy. Can I have yours?" "Beautiful. See you later, alligator." You know, wow, crocodile. But what do I do with Adam's info? I put it in a database. And I do the same thing with the 15 other people that I met today. Because what am I in the process of doing? I'm in the process of transforming data into information. You see, what I did, I'm going to tell you what I did. I'm not going to tell you what I didn't do, I'm going to tell you what I did. Yes? After doing that for 2 months, and every day as I did it, I loaded all of that data into a database, and I met Adam and 15 other people today. And at the end of the day, I would send a handwritten note to each and every one of my new contacts, a handwritten note, and I would throw it in the mail. And I would write a note to self to give Adam and the 15 other people that I met a call back within a week. Yes? So I met Adam, database, handwritten note. A week later, "Hey Adam, this is Jonathan, how are you, sir? Remember me?" "Oh yes, Jonathan, thank you for the card." Yeah, if I hadn't sent him the card, "Oh, Jonathan, who? Oh yeah, what do you want?" I have to cultivate the relationship. What did I do when I wrote him a handwritten note? I was catching his attention. This guy is different. This guy is different. He's not just sending a text message or a WhatsApp. He's doing something different. You see? And he's giving me a call. And I'm saying, "Thank you." Oh, thank you, Adam, for the 30 seconds that you gave me that day that I met you initially. Yes? "Oh, listen, I'm going to be by your office next week, Adam. I have some interesting information that I would like to share. Actually, I'm going to be there on Tuesday. What's better for you, Monday or afternoon? I just want to go really quickly and drop some information by your desk." "Oh, Jonathan, come here by the afternoon." What is he giving me? He's giving me permission. He's giving me permission. I'm not going to just show up and say, "Hello, I'm here, Adam." He's giving me permission. And if he gives me permission, the conversation is going to be more amenable, more conducive to this. What is this? Action. Actually saw how that this is transfer for action. You see? That's what I want. Action. Action. You see? But he's giving me permission. You see, there are two kinds of marketing. You have interruption marketing and you have permission marketing. I'm actually going to recommend a book. Not many of my books, although my books are okay. Yeah? But the book that I'm recommending is the following. Permission Marketing by Seth Godin. Have y'all heard of this book? Permission Marketing, How to Turn Strangers into Friends and Friends into Customers. How to turn strangers into friends and friends into customers. Yes? This guy, Seth Godin, who's an authority in marketing. Yes? Okay, you're good. Thank you. You're very kind. Well, actually, let me hide you this. Thank you, sir. And now I have a better voice. All of a sudden. You see, I have a British accent. That's magical water right there. Now, permission marketing. Permission marketing. What is the other kind of marketing? Interruption marketing. Interruption marketing, as opposed to permission marketing, is general and is impersonal. So Adam and I are watching TV, and all of a sudden we're watching, say, the news, Sky News, or the BBC. And all of a sudden there's a commercial. Yeah, what did the commercial? They interrupted us. We were watching the news. We're watching the news. We didn't give them permission. They just, showed up. And they're probably advertising lipstick. We're not interested in that. Yeah? It's impersonal. They don't know us, and they're showing us something that we're not in the lookout for. See, permission marketing, as opposed to interruption marketing, is not impersonal and it's not general. It's personal. Now I know Adam caters to. You see, I've seen him once. I wrote him once, and I called him once, and I'm going to visit him next week. You see, it's personal, but it's not only personal, it's anticipating. Because this guy is anticipating me next week, Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to drop by to put some information on his desk. And as I engage in conversation with him, I'm going to make sure that whatever information I make a call to action on is relevant to what he wants. You see? Relevant, personal, and what? Anticipated. And I'm more likely to do business with Adam than if I just engage in interruption marketing. Than if I just put a post on Instagram or on LinkedIn or on Facebook and just, sponsor the post with 100 pounds. You see? And I know, how many interactions have I had with Adam already? Like 3 or 4. I'm getting to the 5th, right? And the 6th and the 7th. Because in permission marketing, what works is not reach. You see, when you look at your Instagram post, it says reach 5,000. Oh, I've reached 5,000 people. Irrelevant. You know what works in permission marketing? Frequency. If you ask me, Chuba, Jonathan, what do you prefer? To reach 1,000 people 1 time, or to reach 100 people 10 times? Given the nature of the information dynamic, I would say I'd rather reach 100 people 10 times. Because I want to build trust with those 100 people. Because I want to be able to gather what? If I'm in the information economy, what do I mine? Mine as, not mine the guy, mine as in M-I, not as in mine, but minar. Mine, de minar. What do I mine? Data. We mine data. I need his information. How old is he? What does he want? If I'm a financial advisor, how much money does he have available to invest, etc. Yeah. I want to mine data in order to transform data into what? Information. In order to what? To lead my market into a decision. Inteligencia empresarial, el proceso mediante el cual transformamos datos en información ¿para qué? Para la toma de decisiones. Business intelligence, a process whereby we transform data into information for what? For decision making. Because even if we decide not to decide, we still have to decide not to decide, so we might as well decide. Now, what is data? Data or values? Values. There are qualitative or quantitative values. What is information? Information is relevant data. Información son datos dotados de relevancia y finalidad. Information is data clothed with relevance and purpose. You see? Y finalidad. So if I'm going, well, we're in a partnership, Mike and I. Everybody wants to be like Mike. Okay, the weather in Buenos Aires, Argentina, that's data. Yes? How does it become information, Adam?
By spreading it.
It could. But we need to tailor it. By spreading it, but we need to tailor it. Who's interested in the weather in Buenos Aires? People in Buenos Aires and those that are going to Buenos Aires. You see, if I'm not going to Buenos Aires or I live in Buenos Aires, then that's just data. You see, sometimes we're just throwing data at people, guys. I want to see where this guy wants to go. In order for me to throw information at him. You see? He's not interested in the fact that I've been in such a place or here or there or that I've achieved this or that. He's interested in that which is in correspondence with his needs, wants, and capabilities. So if we want to be leaders in the information economy, we have to first become acquainted with the actors in the information economy in order to lead them into a decision that is in correspondence